be joining me.
Yeah, but not for long.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Hello, folks. Hello, 5 of you. Good evening. How are we? Yes, Nikki was just hoovering the floor there because Nikki just filmed one of her videos, stitching videos, and
mishap with the needle.
I don't know how many. I don't know how many of you know about stitching or whatever, but there are things called needle miners. They're basically like little magnets, and it holds your needle. And Nikki went to put up this piece to the camera, and it just shook it, and it fell off, and so the needle is somewhere on the floor. So anyway, that's tonight's bit of fun for you. So who have we got then? Alice is here, Jamie is here, Vincent is here, Lewis is here, Dave is here, all familiar faces. Nikki will be joining us as well at some point. So yeah, so this is the first of what will be a new kind of regime of parish meetings now. If you're not up to speed, I will just bring you up to speed. They're only going to be half an hour long now as opposed to an hour. So I'm here until 7:30. But I'm going to be here more often. I'm going to be here on the 1st and the 3rd Monday of every month. That's for everybody. But I will also be here on the 2nd and the 4th Monday of every month, provided that you've signed up for the channel memberships. Now, if you don't know what that is, I will be talking about that in a moment. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join us, and then I'll talk a bit about that. Have we all had a good month since I last saw you on the live? Have we all been enjoying the weather? It's been quite sunny out, to be honest with you, hasn't it? It makes a change from it being belting down with rain. I've actually filmed a couple of videos with a shirt on and no jacket on, which is a good thing. It seems to have been a long time coming this year, the warm weather, but it's here now, and by the time September, October comes, I'll probably be sick of it. So I'm enjoying it while I can at the moment. So gardening. Oh God, we're getting a heat wave. Oh no, we're not getting a heat wave, are we?
Gardening's a good way to spoil a nice afternoon. Hi everyone.
Nikki's here now. You haven't found.
Obviously, I'm here.
You haven't found the needle then.
Me.
You haven't found the needle then. No, not found the needle. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. It'll turn up probably in my foot. So, and when it does, I'll be shouting, and you guys will probably hear me. You won't need a camera. You'll be able to hear me over the airwaves. So, okay. Been out on the push bike, Vincent. Brilliant. Do you know, I've not ridden a bike since I rode Hannah's in the Fledborough episode ages and ages ago. I'm not a big cyclist. I was going to say, if Trevor Halstead hears that, he might drop his sponsorship. He's all about bikes, him. So, but he does watch these. He does watch these, Trevor, but he always catches up later. He's never in, live when we're actually live.
So, Trevor, if you're watching this and you're having your tea, what are you having? Because he's normally having his tea.
Yeah, he does, bless him. He doesn't have. I'm sure he won't mind me telling you all this. He doesn't have a TV set. His telly is basically YouTube, and he watches not just me, he watches all kinds of other channels. And he quite often will sit there watching YouTube while he's eating his tea. It's the only kind of sort of media he watches. He told me all this in person.
So as I said, what are you having?
Yeah, what you're having. Let us know.
We've just had
comment, Trevor. Let us know what you're having when you're watching this episode. Okay, so we've got 16 people in now. That's pretty good. So let's get started. I've only got 2 things to talk about, but both of them are quite important. The first thing is the channel memberships. Now, I don't know whether there's any members in here at the moment because I've only got 4 up to now. If you're not familiar with channel memberships, it's basically like Patreon, but it's YouTube's version. And I've got 3 sort of tiers of membership. The first tier is the most basic one, and you, if you sign up for that, it's $2.99 a month, and you're able to access all the episodes a full week early. So, for example, today's video, which came out, was Linwood in West Lindsey. The members are able to see that, of course, but they're also able to see Bustlingthorpe, which is out next week. but they can see that a week early. And the same goes for Old Hunstanton, which is out on Sunday, but actually was available to members yesterday. You get the idea. So, they're a week ahead. So if you guys want to be a week ahead, that's how much it'll cost you for the first tier of membership.
Yep.
I
was just putting the phone down.
No, I thought maybe you was wanting to say something.
No. I'm not backwards about coming forwards. If I want to say something, you'll know about it.
The second tier, if you're interested in paying, I think is it $5.99 the second tier?
I can't remember. It's either $3.99, $4.99, $5.99.
I think it's five. I think it's $5. It's a long time since I set this up, so I can't remember. The second tier, $5.99, if it is that gets you access to every video a week early, but it also gets you extra live streams. It gets you one of these, like you're watching now, on the 2nd and the 4th Monday of every month from 7 until 5:30.
So if there's 5 Mondays in a month, it gets one off.
I get one off, but generally speaking, every Monday now I'll be here in front of the camera. 2 Mondays out of 4 I will be talking to everybody. 2 Mondays out of 4 I'll be talking just to the people who have signed up for the extra ones. Jamie, is that you've signed up there? I didn't know that was going to happen. Thank you very much. That's 5 members we've got
now. I was just looking for that. So tier 1, $2.99 a month, access every video a week before general release.
Yeah.
Tier 2, $5.99 a month and 2 live streams as well as the videos.
Yeah.
And then tier 3.
Now tier 3. I don't think anyone's ever going to go for this, but if you really did want to, support the channel a lot more, tier 3, which is 18 quid, $17.99, you get everything.
$17.99 is a lot better than 18 quid.
It's a penny difference. Oh, let's see.
It might be a penny difference, but in the mind,
it's less. Yeah, all right, fair enough. If anybody did want to do this, you'd get access to the videos, you'd get the extra live streams, but you'd also have the chance to come out and film with me.
And me.
Or with me and Nikki, or with any combination of the girls.
Can you just
basically, you'd be able to pick where I would go.
Out of a certain preset parameters.
Yeah. So, for example, I just off the top of my head, I haven't been to anywhere in, let's say, Somerset. Okay, so if you lived in Somerset and you desperately wanted to film a video with me down there,
or the Isle of Wight, we've got a viewer in from the Isle of Wight.
Yes, I've noticed that. We've got a viewer in from the Isle of Wight. That's the first person I've ever seen, by the way, from there. So if you desperately did want to film something, in your area, and I haven't been to it yet, then all you have to do is sign up for that 3rd tier, and you'd be able to basically be in control. You'd be able to say, Andy, I want you to come here on such and such a date, and I want to be in the video. I want to be the star of the show. I don't think many people will go for it, but it's
we'll
there.
Have to see.
It's there as an option.
Thank you, Jade.
Oh, another one. Thank you.
Excuse me, scratching my armpit. I have to say, the support of you guys has been absolutely tremendous, and you're absolutely making it for us by giving us that support. It's lovely.
Yes, Dave, I know it would take half a day to get to Somerset, but at some point I've got to get there. I have to get to Somerset at some point.
Well, I think the thing is as well is that Andy normally sets off very early, on his day of filming.
Yeah.
The hour has got a 5 in it, hasn't it?
I normally get up at 5 in the morning anyway, on any regular day. That's normal for me.
Because I do.
It's not anything out of the ordinary for me to be up at that time. But obviously, depending on what I'm doing on that day, depends where I go and whatever. Not forgetting the cat. Is the cat about?
There she is. I was just going to have a look for her.
I don't know where the cat is. I don't know where the cat's gone off to be honest with you.
We'll find you the cat.
We'll find the cat. We'll find the cat for you. Okay, so that's the membership. So if you fancy any of that, then there's a join button which is under any video of mine, don't matter where it is. You'll see this join button. 2 of you have already found it. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jade. Anybody else wants to sign up for it, then feel free. You're all welcome.
I've just been reading these comments. First name on the Isle of Wight, lovely. Can't wait to get down that sort of direction. Dave, been even longer getting to Devon and Cop. Do you know what?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm a meter ass anyway. I'll be coming back a bit more. All them scones.
Anna, which is the right way?
Well,
Devon way or Cornish way?
You cut your scone in half.
Yeah.
You put jam on one half and cream on the other. Slap them together, and then whichever way up you put it, it's right.
Yeah, pretty much so. Yeah. Oh, we found the cat.
I found the cat.
Catwoman Jones, we have found Angel.
You say hi.
No, the cat doesn't want to say hi.
Nope, she doesn't want to say hi. Whoa.
So, okay. Jam then cream. Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, I just put two sides.
When will I be in York Centre for the end of that series? Well, whenever I get to Huntington, which is what I've planned to do the last one in York. I don't know yet, to be honest, because
we've got a pretty full schedule coming up, haven't we?
The York series it's going well, but the sort of last handful I've got left to do are all the big ones. So Haxby, Huntington, Wigginton, Strensall with Towthorpe, they're all massive. So it may be a bit disjointed the end of that York series, but I will give you a bit more information. I'll get there with York. There's only a few left. It should be okay.
The thing is, we've got such a lot coming up over the summer in any instance, because we've got the Newark meet, haven't we? You've got the Cleethorpes one. We've got the Newark end of series.
Yeah.
We're going on holiday, so we're going to be filming down in
West Sussex. Yeah.
And then, I mean, obviously over the summer we're obviously, you know, we've got family, 5 children between us, so there are times when we're going to be busy with family and stuff, but we're still going to make time to keep on with the filming schedule.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'll probably look this colour later on in the year.
Yeah, Nikki sunburns quite easily.
Sunburn very easily. So.
Anyway, on the subject of the end of series, glad you brought that up, actually, Jade, because I've got 2 meetups coming. You know about them both if you've been following me for a while. I'm pretty sure you might have seen me talk about them both. But one of them is this week. It's on Wednesday. I will be somewhere in the vicinity of Cleethorpes Pier at 1:30 p.m. this coming Wednesday, June the 7th. And that's the end of the North East Lincolnshire series, which it's been quite quick, actually.
I'm quite annoyed that he's going to Cleethorpes. He's not taking me, so there's no 2-piece lots.
Well, I'm going to Cleethorpes, but I have to film the last 2 first. You know, so I've got the delights of Healing and Immingham to deal with first, and then
I would be saying to you, bring me a chip of tea on, but cold
time. Yeah. Well, don't worry. I'm not gonna eat any fish and chips on the seafront without you.
You can.
Yeah, well,
you can. I won't stop.
So yeah, Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. somewhere in the vicinity of Cleethorpes Pier, maybe even on it, actually.
Yeah, there's like a set of gates there.
Maybe even on it.
Set of gates and a nice green parlour.
It's the ideal place to end the series, because basically that's where it started. And you may remember the Aylesby episode from Yonks back, the very first one in North East Lincolnshire, where I was stood in the pitch black with Cleethorpes Pier sort of behind me to introduce the whole series. It just makes sense. I've gone a full circle.
A night on the pier, didn't we?
Yes, Dave. That's it. Yeah, that's correct, Dave. Yeah, that was the guest where I am. You're right.
With all my toys from the arcade.
We did a
steels.
Yeah, we did a parish notice board there. That's right. Make sure you take a mortgage out to get across to the island. Ferries are quite expensive. I think what I'll probably do with the Isle of Wight, just a segue here, I'll talk about the other meetup in a moment, is I'll probably go across there and spend quite a long time on the island, so I'm not paying ferry fees. So I may do an entire batch. You know, I might do half the island while I'm there. But, you know, we'll see.
Yes, the ferry's still on Claggy Beach. It's little, it's going rusty, but it's still there.
Is it? Well, I've never been to the fair, actually, on Cleethorpes Beach.
The girls have. I've got pictures of them in the little roller coaster and on the donkey rides.
Well, what I'll do is I'll make sure I film some of the fair, because it's right next to the pier.
Yeah.
So I may as well, you know, just capture a bit of it and show you what's there, basically. I'm sure plenty of you are familiar with Cleethorpes, but for those who aren't, or those who haven't been there for a long time, it'll be good to see it, I suppose. Now, that brings me to the second meetup then. So you know about that one. That's this Wednesday. Thank you for that, Jamie. Appreciate it. So the second meetup is going to be on July, not June, July the 15th, and that will be the Newark episode where we will end the Newark and Sherwood series.
I like it.
I am so excited to end this series because I have loved every single minute of it. It's been brilliant.
As well.
I am sad to end it because I know a lot of it. I knew a lot of it before I started to actually film it, but things I've discovered about it are incredible. I mean, I was in Newark and Sherwood last week to do 5 episodes, and some of the stuff in some of those Western ones like Edwinstowe and Bilsthorpe and Clipston and King's Clipston, I don't know those places, or at least not very well. And some of that stuff that I learned out there was amazing. So you guys are in for a treat with those episodes. I've only got 5 left to do out there, and the last one will be Newark, and I will be there with Nikki on July the 15th.
Yep.
And
I do like Newark. I like to have a mooch around the town. It's a nice town.
Yeah, well, we're going to be walking around the town. I mean, I know Newark very well because I used to work there. So, you know, I'll be showing you all the sights and sounds.
You don't need to show me the sights and sounds. You just need to show me where I can get a cuppa, where I can have a pee, and if there's any craft shops, I'm gone.
Pretty much so, yeah. Yeah. Provisionally, the meetup place for this one will be in the grounds of Newark Castle in the gardens.
Yeah, where they have the civil ceremonies.
Yeah, that's the provisional place. I might change that, but
it's a nice shady spot.
It seems to be the best place, I think.
Yeah, it's a nice shaded spot as well, Andy. I have to say, because it's going to be July 15th.
It's going to be warm.
It's going to be beating down, isn't it? It's you know, we're supposed to be having some, I don't know, is it an African plume or something?
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping. I always hope for a Siberian summer.
And you get the Siberian winter instead.
No, I want a Siberian summer. God damn it!
So yeah, that's the Newark and Sherwood series, which will come to an end very soon. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, seeing as Jade mentioned it, there will be a York one as well, but I don't know anything about that just yet for reasons I've just outlined. But that one will come soon as well. So. Yeah, I'm going to be all over the place and meeting all manner of people in the next few weeks. So if you want to come along and say hello, then those are the 2 days you need at the moment.
Yeah.
But there will be more soon. And that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this episode.
Good, because I've got something I want to talk about.
Oh, have you? Well, you've still got plenty of time. You've still got more than 13 minutes or so. So Nikki's got something to say.
Well, yeah,
I don't know what this is.
In just a minute. Just talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
We can do that. Nikki's just finding whatever it is on her phone. Yeah, so let's see. Let's go back up the comments and see what people have said.
I'm filming, please.
That's Victoria just come in. Thank you very much, by the way, you two, for joining the channel. That's 6 members I've got now. So you guys will be able to see the live stream this time next week.
Yeah.
So if anybody else wants to join up, you get this extra live stream.
Right. So
plug.
So we filmed a couple of I filmed a couple of Mrs. TVI episodes. In fact, there's 3. There's one that's not out yet. So if you've been following, you'll have seen the 2 that I did in Sheffield. So there was one that was Ward's End Cemetery, which nobody knows about because it's very hidden at the back of Allerton Stadium, and I've known about it for a number of years, and I've been there 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's just a magical little place, definitely worth a mooch around. And I also did the one about the Sheffield General Cemetery. Couldn't really access much of the Sheffield Gen because it was under renovation. However, today, about a fortnight after I filmed the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 2 weeks since I filmed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They've opened it fully up again and all the renovations have finished.
Nothing like timing.
Yeah, definitely talk about timing.
Nothing like timing.
There's another Mrs. T there on its way.
I'll bring it out tomorrow.
This week, yeah.
Yeah, the one that comes out tomorrow will be in the Dales, in the Derbyshire Dales. Yeah. And it will be talking about a very specific grave, actually, which you can find in this place's churchyard. And then there will be another Mrs. TVI a bit later on. Yeah. Where did we go at the weekend? Nikki's forgot about the other one. There are 2 more Mrs. TVIs to come out.
There's 2 more? I thought there was only 1.
No, there's 2. Trust me, there's 2. Trust me.
Hang on, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I've got to I've got to think about this now.
They're both Derbyshire Dales.
Wait a minute. I don't remember filming one on the Monday. Bank holiday. Did I film one on the bank holiday Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You see, I swear to God, honestly, I'm going crackers.
This is what work does to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I've overtime this week. I've done a fair bit more.
Okay, to simplify it, there's a Mrs. TVI episode coming out tomorrow, and there's going to be one probably next week as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Go and have a look at my wanderings. It's one of those. All of the latest, so can I, Dave. All of the latest Mrs. TVIs I thoroughly enjoyed doing. I mean, the Ward's End one, when Hannah was bobbing around there with me, she was amazed. She loved it. And then the one that I did yesterday, the day before yesterday. See, cogs are going again. I thoroughly enjoyed that because it was somewhere I'd never been. So even though it's only 45 minutes from the house.
Yeah. So.
But yeah. I'm hoping to sort of be out with the camera on the regular, but it's a case of.
Don't worry, Rachel. It's fine.
It in when I fit it in.
Rachel, don't worry. It's fine. You don't need to. You don't need to. No one's making you do that. So. Yeah, that's pretty much all we had to talk about. So we've got less than 10 minutes before we sign off for this episode.
So any questions? The floor is yours.
The floor is indeed yours. And as well as me and Nikki, we've also got Lauren who's joined us. We haven't really acknowledged her yet, have we? But yeah, Lauren's here. Looking very
grown up.
Yeah. For a 14-year-old. Not bad. So Lauren's in a couple of upcoming episodes, actually. We've been out with the girls, or tried to go out with the girls. Victoria won't be on camera.
She's my camera woman. She was my camera woman in
Peptonstall.
Them cogs, I'm telling you. I think the hamster's dead. It needs a prod.
Do I have a target? What for, Norman? A target for what?
I have plenty of targets. I try and get a Mrs. TVI done if I'm out with the camera. And that's
Do I have a target? I mean, my main target, you all know what that is.
It's a full-time gig.
Here we go. A target for membership that will free you from your present job. I don't know. It's hard to say, actually. It's hard to say. You can't really judge that because it depends what tier people sign up for. I suppose if you all went for like the lowest tier, you probably need about 200, 300 members.
Yeah.
If you multiply that by 3, it's £900 a month. So
there are over 6,000 people that subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is to get people watching another video, which is why I know with the new wrap up at the end, we sort of talk about that, don't we? About to support the channel by simply watching another video. It all helps.
It all helps. Yeah. Dave, no, we've not been to Australia. Welcome, Mike. Hello, thank you. That's 7 members now.
Not that you're counting.
No, I'm not. No, we've never been to Australia, Dave. We've only ever been onto like continental Europe, and I've been to Canada, and that's it. So we've never been any further than there. I'd love to go to Australia, don't get me wrong. So, but yeah, we can't really afford the airfare at the moment.
There's somebody in my Stitcher community who lives in Australia, and his family comes from Doncaster, and I think he only makes it across like once every 3 or 4 years, COVID permitting and stuff, because of the sheer expense. And it's like 23 hours or something flights or something daft like that. And I don't know.
8 members now. Thank you.
Do that.
Thank you. By the way, what is your name? First name? I can't really call you that. Jade, to answer your question, where are we meeting in York? Probably York Minster is probably the best place to meet, because I know there's a big square in front of York Minster. I've only ever been a couple of times, so I don't actually know all of the geography of York City Centre, but I do know that there is a place there where I could.
There's a tea bar in front of Minster and all.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go then.
That's me, though.
In front of York Minster. Catwoman Jones, are my children boys or girls? Right, so Nikki's 3 are all girls. I've got 1 of each. So 4 girls and 1 boy. And he does feel left out sometimes, I must admit. But that's just how.
Yeah, because he plays footy with you in part.
He does, yeah. Thinks he's better than me in goal, but I soon show him who's boss. So, by the way, speaking of football, a lot of people were loving my comment about Sheffield Wednesday in the Rawcliffe video earlier last week. If you've not seen the Rawcliffe episode, go and find it because it got quite a laugh. I didn't think it was going to, but it did. Hope there's no Wednesday fans in. Or so I'm going to say.
Nice to meet you, Richard.
Yeah, thanks for signing up. That's 8. That's 8 we've got now.
Yeah.
So going in the right direction.
But tell your friends, tell your family, tell your boss, tell everybody.
He had to ask his boss. Yeah. Dave, you're a Derby County fan. I sympathise with you. I really do. You're languishing down there in League One.
I'm not a footy fan, not at all. Never have been.
No, but I mean, obviously, every time I see a football ground, I always make sure I record it. Yeah. I discovered, actually, I didn't know this. I discovered earlier today, in fact, that York City don't play at Booth and Crescent anymore. I didn't know that because I've always known them play there. They moved a couple of years ago, and they're now on like a little retail park that's got a cinema, and it's in Huntington, so I will be able to catch York's new ground. That's going to be good because, like I said, I always knew them playing at Booth and Crescent, but apparently it's gone. So that's going to be good. It's going to be so. We will definitely see another football ground at some point in the very near future. Don't see many of them.
That woman, yes, is definitely outnumbered.
Jamie, don't worry. I've got nothing against the Blades, just so you know. I'm not a Blade, but I've got nothing against them. So.
Richard, she said, okay, told workmates and friends about your channel. Yes, keep it going. Keep telling everybody. Okay. Are you moving on to Rushcliffe after Newark, Andy?
No, because after Newark, I'll be heading into North Kesteven, which is Lincolnshire, borders Newark and Sherwood. But Rushcliffe will be coming soon. I'm not going to stay out of Nottinghamshire for long because I love Nottinghamshire. I'm sure you know I've kind of fell in love with some areas out there that I've never been to before. So I will endeavour to stay in Nottinghamshire as much as possible.
Love it when you film football ground. Did you see the video about the post boxes? Because that one featured Hillsborough quite heavily.
Yeah, it's a Beyond the Boundaries episode, and it is about mainly about post boxes. And there's a rare one, that the rarest kind of post box is featured in that because there's one close to Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday's football ground. So if you go and find that, Dave, if you've not seen it.
That day I filmed the 2 cemetery videos and you filmed that Beyond the Boundaries, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I did that the same day as Nikki did the Wards End Cemetery episode.
Yeah.
So,
Vincent, I was in Sheffield last week. A tourist came up to me and asked where Hillsborough was. I told him to follow the crowd, you'll be fine. The post I don't know.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. But yeah, like Dave says, I'd rather go to Meadowhall than Hillsborough. I would. Alice. Hello. You are a member now. That's 9 now. Brilliant.
It's counting.
Well, I mean, it's pretty. It's obviously I've obviously done something right here because I started this live stream with obviously just 4 members, and now I've got 9 now. So. Yeah, we're going in the right direction.
You're all superstars.
You are. You're. I've said this a million times before. You guys are what make this channel. I wouldn't be able to do this without these guys here. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't be able to do it. So thank you very much. It's really, really appreciated. And long may it continue because I don't want to stop doing this. I want to carry on and show you all these places. Find these places that I don't know, ones that you don't know, and show you what they're like.
My GoPro's not paid for itself yet, so I've got to keep going.
I think mine's paid for itself by now.
I think yours is knackered.
No, well, you know what? Okay, it's a bit bashed up. You can see, look, my GoPro has been in the wars. That crack down the side that you can see here with the tape on it, that's a result of knocking it over outside a phone box in Dunnington in the York series. It landed on its edge, but it's still okay. It's still okay. It still works perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it. These things are quite robust. I must admit, if you haven't ever had a GoPro, I do recommend getting one because you do well to destroy these. To be honest with you,
Mine still looks like it's fresh out of the box.
Yeah. Nikki's looks a bit different. Right. So we've been on for just over half an hour. So that is effectively.
Couple more minutes. Couple more minutes.
Yeah.
A couple of stragglers.
Yeah. Come on. We'll have a couple more minutes. We'll have a couple more. Yeah. Go on then.
Cities are also lovely.
Yeah. Well, they're worth it. They're all worth it. They're all worth it. A lot of them. It's so good to see so many familiar faces
and
as
some
well.
new ones
and
too.
Some new ones. Yeah. There's been a few which have come recently thanks to some other areas I've been to, and it's good to see you sticking around because obviously I do find a lot of people comment on the odd video, just one or two videos and then disappear and never to be seen again. But it's great to see some people sticking about. A lot of people in here from the very start as well, which is fabulous. So we'll have a couple more minutes. We'll give it another 5 minutes, I think. I reckon. I think it's only fair. It's only
absolutely.
Fair. So.
Yeah, it's definitely an epic journey, Richard. It really is. I mean, the number of parishes changes literally all the time.
So, Jamie, what areas in Derbyshire Dales did we do? So we went on 2 separate days. We went on the bank holiday Monday, May the 29th, to Hathersage, which is coming out after the Norfolk ones you're currently seeing. And tomorrow's Mrs. TVI episode is to do with Hathersage and something in the churchyard. I won't give too much away, but you'll see tomorrow. And then
I'm trying to remember what the chuff was in Hathersage churchyard. I really am.
Oh, not even Nicky can remember, you see. So
I've had a sleep since then.
But you can definitely remember the one we did on Saturday. We went to the Dales again and we went to Eyam. Now, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you will be familiar with Eyam if you live sort of in the area.
Or if you've done paid attention in history at school.
Yeah, a lot of people will know all about Eyam, I'm pretty sure. But if you don't know about Eyam, I'm not going to say anything about it. But it's a very unique village, one that I don't think it's got anywhere like it in the country.
It deserves our respect.
Yeah, it does.
Village because what we all went through in the last few years. These guys, they knew all about it.
They knew all about it. I imagine when Boris announced the lockdown, it was kind of
the folks in here went, oh God,
not again, not again, But I won't say too much about it if you don't know about Eyam, but I'm sure lots of you do. It's one of those places that people know because of what happened historically.
So if you paid attention in history, you'll know what we're on about. Thing.
So I don't know any other place like it.
Catwoman Jones, it's lovely watching your videos. I struggle to walk far and really miss getting out and about and seeing new places. Happy to walk around on your behalf. Don't worry about that.
Right. Okay. Actually, with regards to that, thinking about it, there was someone who commented on the Farmsfield episode yesterday who said they're recovering from an injury and decided to watch the whole Newark and Sherwood series to sort of help them get over the injury, which is really good.
Nice distraction.
Yeah.
Mark Talent says hello. Who's Mark Talent?
I don't know who Mark Talent is. Don't know. No idea. Who's Mark Talent?
Who's Mark Talent?
Who's Mark Talent? No idea. Don't know.
I think probably getting ready to wrap things up, aren't we?
I think so. Yeah. So, brilliant. So, thanks very much for joining us, folks.
Yeah.
If you are a member and you've signed up for level 2, then I'll be back here on your screens next week. If you're level 1, then obviously you won't be able to see this.
You still get the early accesses.
You still get the early accesses, yeah. All these people who have signed up here, you've now given yourself an extra 7 videos to watch because you will now be able to see all the stuff that's coming out in the next 7 days before everybody else does, including Southall, Hayborough. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Yeah, there's a few others. There's a few others. If you remember you're here for level 2, I'll see you next week. If not, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time back here at 7 p.m.
Thanks a lot, guys, for your support. You're absolute stars.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's great to see you all here. And it's fantastic. Once again, parish meeting's been very successful.
Bye
Cheers,
for now.
guys. Thank you. See you later.
Just leave the chat open for a minute.